What is going on, guys? Crucible here, and today we are going to be breaking down the green archetype going into set 4 Fusion World. There hasn't really been a whole lot of green that was kind of revealed. We got some ideas in terms of what could be coming, but in terms of what has been revealed so far, there hasn't really been like anything too crazy or substantial outside of what works with this leader. So in terms of other green support, it really is just going to be dependent on when the full list drops, which, I mean, we're about a month away from set 4, so the full card list should be revealed within the next maybe week and a half at most. I can't imagine it would be that much longer. I think last set, I think it was like 3 weeks before the release of the set, so we'll just have to wait and see. But without further ado, let's just kind of get into green. So we got Vegeta as the leader for set 4. He's nothing crazy on his front side. On his back side, when he attacks, he draws a card. And then on an activate main once per turn, place one of your energy into its owner's drop. And if you have 4 or less energy, play up to one Saiyan only battle card with a cost of 3 or less from your hand. So this is green's first low-end deck. This is going to be more so the standard of what every other deck kind of does compared to what green used to do in the past. In terms of 3-cost Saiyans that you can play off of this guy, there hasn't really been any that's been revealed. At least not yet, anyway. So I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Is there something from a past set that is a 3-cost that would work with this? Raditz. There's a 3-cost Raditz that works with the Earthling Saiyans. That KOs a card to ramp. So that's an option. Are you playing that every turn though? Probably not. There's one other card that's been revealed that we know of, but we'll get into that when we get into that. I think this is still really cool. The fact that Vegeta is a low ball end deck means that in terms of what this guy wants to do with his main ability, you're probably not going up to more than 6 energy. Which means you're probably not running Broly, you're probably not running 7-cost Gohan, you're not running Cells, either Cell. So really, you're kind of limited in your card pool, at least in terms of what we know right now, but what we did get does kind of facilitate what this guy wants to do. So I'm actually kind of excited for this guy personally. So here's the first card. That's an SR. 3-cost Nappa, 30k power, 0 combo. On play, you choose one effect. You add 1 card from your life to your energy in rest mode. And if you have no Vegeta battle cards, this card can't attack for the turn. So the way this kind of works is that when you're pre-awakened, before you're awakened, you're pretty much going to be using that first ability for most cases. It's a mandatory life to energy, so like you don't have a choice in the matter. You have to ramp. Even if you choose not to ramp, your second option is a restriction for this guy. This guy being a 3-cost 30k power, like there needs to be a sense of balance in terms of how this card operates. So if he's going to be this strong right out the gate, then yeah, he needs to be restricted in some capacity. So having no Vegeta battle cards, this card can't attack for the turn. So basically you're playing him and you hope that you are able to play him on board. But I mean, this works decently well with the leader ability. You're at 4 energy, 5 energy, right? You can play something that's a 4-cost. You could play the 4-cost Vegeta, for example. Then use your leader ability to ramp from 4 energy down to 3 energy and be able to play this guy for free at a hand. So you already have a 20k body that can KO 2 costs or less, and then you got this guy who's a 30k body for 3. So that's kind of the tech with this. Now, in terms of a 3-cost or less Vegeta that you can maybe play off of the leader ability, I don't know if there is going to be one. We haven't really been revealed much in terms of green for this set, so we'll just have to wait for the whole card list to see if there's maybe another Vegeta that this guy can work off of. But until then, we're just going to have to kind of play it out and see. Then we got the 6-cost 40k power 5k combo grade 8 Vegeta, who's a double strike. On play, place one of your energy into its owner's drop, And if your leader has Saiyan in its special traits, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 5 or less and KO it. So there's some tech with this. So we'll get into the card a little bit later, but there's a field card that allows you to ramp back up if you use the Vegeta leader skill to ramp down. So basically you get up to 6 energy, you play this guy, you KO one card at a 5 cost or less, you ramp down to 5. Then you use the leader ability to ramp down to 4, and then play a 3 cost or less for free. And then you have a field card that will take you, because you use that ability at the end of your turn, what will happen is, because you used that ramp down feature from the leader skill or from this guy, you boost yourself back up to 5, which allows you to be a bit more flexible going into next turn. So I really like the tech of what these combination of cards is actually doing. So I'm very stoked to see like other stuff that will actually support this deck. Now, this being said, the Nappa card will not work with this guy because this is a grade 8 Vegeta, not a Vegeta. So once again, we're still kind of waiting to see if there's more Vegeta support going into set 4. Something that just hasn't been revealed yet, but so far these two cards together definitely look really good. Speaking of the field card, we have Artificial Full Moon, 2 cost, field. At the end of your turn, if you have 4 or less energy and you placed a card from your energy into its owner's drop during this turn, add up to 1 card with a cost of 3 or more from your drop to your energy in rest mode. So again, it's to help facilitate the need to constantly be playing something at such a low cost. This deck is a very different approach from what Green is trying to do. So maybe it doesn't necessarily need it, but I think a card like this is to kind of help facilitate 2 green players, because there's probably players in Fusion World that are strictly playing green and nothing but green. And so this is going to be a bit of a punch to the face for some people, because it's not the same deck that they're used to playing. So I think this card is more or less kind of to help facilitate what a low-end deck is meant to do for either players that are new to the game, or it's to help players who are strictly playing the old green curve, and now they have to like adjust to this new play style if they want to play this deck. So no, I mean, I think this is fine for what Vegeta's trying to do, and I think if the support is there for Vegeta to play other 3-cost stuff, and that other 3-cost stuff is really strong, then we'll see how this works. But I think this is a great medium to kind of help keep you around the mid-range section without having to necessarily rely on constantly throwing your energy away. Then we got another extra card for Self-Destructing Cybermen, 1 cost. Activate main, KO one of your Cybermen battle cards, draw 2 cards. So once again, we know that a Cyberman is coming for green. We don't know what that is because it hasn't been revealed yet. So what this Cyberman can do, I'm going to assume it's a 1-cost card of some sort. It's possible it's just a 15k body. It's possible that it could be maybe a searcher of some sort. I think it would be really funny tech if it was a cantrip, so that you would just play the cantrip and then turn 2 you play this card to then draw 2 more cards. You're basically still netting 1. You're only netting 1 card by doing so. But I mean, it's still fun tech. I think it would be pretty fun to do. It could also be a 1-cost that maybe KOs another 1-cost on board or something. Like something really simple. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Again, more green stuff that we kind of know is coming down the line, but we don't know what that is. So, hard to say how good this card will be or not. Then we got Chaozu, 3 cost, 20k power, 10k combo. When KO'd, draw 1 card. This is kind of a pointless card. I mean, the stat line isn't great. 10k combo is good, but 3 cost, 20k power. You're more than likely not playing this guy. And then on KO effects, like this is great in the mirror. I mean, being able to replace itself on board when it gets KO'd, and there's a lot of card destruction in green that does do KO, that has KO effects, or yeah, just KO potential. So it is what it is. We're always going to get cards like this no matter what the set is. I just wish that, you know, they're like, I wish Bandai would not rely so heavily on when KO effects, because unless you're playing against green, and even then, like, green can just ramp your stuff, this card doesn't really do a whole lot, unfortunately. Like, it's kind of a dead card in the set, and I kind of wish they would just put more support for stuff that needs support rather than generic cards like this. Just is what it is. Then we got a 3 cost. Oh, I guess Vegeta does have this as an option, doesn't he? Yeah. We got 3 cost, 25k power, 0 combo Son Goku. When attacking, if attacking a battle card with a cost of 4 or more, this card gets 25,000 power for the battle. Then place 1 card from your energy into its owner's drop. And then at the end of your turn, if energy is placed in its owner's drop by this card's skill, during this turn, draw 1 card and add this card to your energy in rest mode. So this is a strong card. This is a very strong card for green. So let's break this down a little bit. So he's 3 cost, 25k power. He can be played off of the Vegeta leader skill. You'll have to go from 4 to 3 to be able to do that, but you know, you can make that work, because obviously this guy is going to be ramping himself into your energy later anyway. So yeah, so when attacking, he gets up to 25,000 power for the battle. So it's a 50k swinger for 3 cost. But as a mandatory condition, because of how strong that is for what it is, you have to place an energy into your owner's drop. So so let's say turn 2 or turn 2 or turn 3, right? You play your field card to go, and so now you have your safeguard. Then next turn you go up to 4 energy, right? You play the leader effect to put this guy on board, going from 4 to 3 energy. Then you swing with this guy. You swing with this guy to go up to 50,000 power to go from 3 to 2 energy. Yeah, 3 to 2 energy. Excuse me. Swing for 50k. Then at the end of your turn, because you use his skill, you can draw a card, which basically replaces this guy. And then this guy will go into your energy, which takes you back to 3 energy. And then you use the field card at the end of your turn to go back to 4 energy. So nothing of significance was lost in doing that particular combo, right? And what's crazy is that you could still play something for a cost of 4 that turn. So yeah, it's like, yeah, so you got a lot of tech going with this deck. Very low ball end, but it's a low ball deck, but it's still keeping you at the same energy that you're kind of executing your plays at, which I think is really neat. I don't know if I could really ask for anything more for a low end deck like what Vegeta's trying to do. All that being said, hopefully we get some other 3 cost options to kind of help Vegeta out, because both of the Saiyan options that we were given, unfortunately, are 0 combo cost cards. And while, yes, it's like you can say that, you know, they need that kind of restriction, and I agree they do because of how strong these cards are, but it'll be nice to have something that you can just play for free, just outright, without having to necessarily worry about your energy and going down or up in energy in any way. Just having something that you could play for free without the risk of losing combo, or without the risk of having to ramp down. I mean, that's all I would ask personally. And then finally, we got Son Gohan Youth, who's a 2 cost, 15k power, 10k combo, with a permanent skill that if you have a field with Full Moon in its card name in your battle area, this card gets 5,000 power, and then he's a Self-Awakener on 2. So this card was revealed before the leader got announced. So before it was a little questionable in terms of how often you would see that self-awakening aspect of this card. Now that we know that Vegeta is a low-hanging deck, it's a low-ball deck, it makes sense why there's self-awakeners in this particular matchup. So now on top of that, taking into account the permanent skill, there is reason to believe, and there's some people that have been talking about it. I know like Universe X TCG talked about it a little bit, but this card is specifying a field with full moon, and the field card that we have is artificial full moon. So there is an argument to be had that maybe in this set there might be 2 separate field cards, and we've only just seen half of the puzzle. So there is a possibility that a second full moon field card could be played, could be in the deck, which means that it makes this a bit easier to pull off. But even if there isn't, the fact that you play this guy for 2, you have the full moon card ready to go on turn 2. Turn 3, you maybe play this guy to have to go up to 20,000 power, and then still have enough room for a camp trip or the self-destructing Cyberman or something to kind of like maximize your plays in these early turns. I think this is a fine card. I think it does exactly what it needs to do. It helps to awaken Vegeta early, and on the off chance that you already have that field card on play, he's a bit more viable in terms of an attacker. And not to mention he's a 10k combo, so he's probably the best thing to have in hand if you don't end up playing it. So, but yeah, that's going to do it for green this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Let me know what you guys think in green in the comment section down below. What do you guys hope to see for Vegeta in terms of support? What is some green support that you would like to see for other decks? Because so far, everything that we've kind of seen here is for Vegeta. So there's got to be something for other green decks, right? Tell me what you guys want to see from green going into set 4 and what you want to see for Vegeta as well. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace.